Today we're going to talk about neuropathy, and actually a patient that just came in who had a question about natural sugar and neuropathy, because he just went through chemotherapy. He has chemotherapy-induced neuropathy, and during chemotherapy he was losing weight, lost a lot of weight. He went to the nutritionist, and the nutritionist told him something that was very interesting, because during, we know that sugar feeds cancer cells, but the nutritionist told this patient in order to gain weight, he should be eating sugar. He needs sugar, right? And so what did this patient do? He started eating cake. He started eating ice cream. He started eating donuts. He just started eating a lot of sugar to try to gain weight. But here's the thing. Here's my opinion about that. It's the wrong thing to do. You don't gain weight the unhealthy way by eating sugar. You want to eat the right foods, the right nutrition. But the chemotherapy killed his nerves. He has neuropathy, and then he started eating sugar, more sugar. His neuropathy has been gradually getting worse. And so the first thing I told him to do was, you got to stop eating all this processed sugar. Because if you imagine, okay, this is definitely poor drawing, but if you imagine this is an artery, these are capillaries, and this blue is sugar, and so this is your nerves right here. These capillaries are feeding this nerves, and so when you eat tons of sugar, sugar's sticky. It's a sticky little sucker, and it can clump up and it can block off the blood circulation to the nerves. And if it blocks off the blood circulation to the nerves, then the nerves are not going to get fed, and they are going to continue to die. They're not going to regenerate. And peripheral neuropathy, chemotherapy-induced neuropathy, the nerve damage in the hands and feet, they can regenerate. But if you keep blocking the nutrition source, the food source, of course it's not going to regenerate. So that's the number one thing I told this patient to do, is get off the cake. This is cake. Okay? Get off of the cake, and this is a donut. Get off the donuts, because if you don't, then it doesn't matter what we do with acupuncture, Chinese herbs, and nutrition and diet, you're not going to restore your nerve function, right? And so he's got numbness. He failed the balance test, the neuro test that we did, and so that was one of the key things that I'm surprised this misinformation is being dispensed out there. You should not be eating sugar. You should, even if it's natural sugar like honey, agave nectar, you still need to decrease these, even fruits, right? You want to decrease the sugar intake because they clog up your arteries, which clog up the nutrition source to your nerves, which is going to prevent your nerves from regenerating. Your nerves need to be in the right environment, the right food source for it to grow. It needs oxygen, number one. By blocking up the blood vessels, this stops oxygen from being delivered to the nerves, and therefore that's the reason why this patient's, his feet, his numbness have been getting worse, and it's gradually going up his ankles. And if he doesn't, thankfully he's here, but if he didn't stop with all the sugar intake, it would gradually get worse. And so stop the donuts, stop the sugar, decrease even natural sugars if you have neuropathy, and if you want the chance of your nerves to actually regenerate, because they can, all right? But you got to provide the right environment. So I wanted to give this quick tidbit on people who are suffering with neuropathy. A lot of cancer going on, a lot of chemotherapy going on. Chemotherapy can induce neuropathy, so if you do have it, make sure you get off the sweets, get off the natural sugars, decrease the natural sugars. You do need sugar, but your food, the food that you eat breaks down sugar, right? So you don't need excess sugar to gain weight. You need nutrition to gain weight, right? The right way. So people with neuropathy, this is what we do at Achieve Integrative Health. We practice the Emperor's medicine, which is the restorative medicine. We focus on restoring function, not replacing function. So that's what restorative medicine is about. Share this post, like this post, send this to someone who has neuropathy and may not know what to do with their diet and nutrition. They need to get off, as much sugar, definitely processed sugar, but as much of the natural sugars. You want to decrease those also. You still want to eat fruits though, okay? You want to eat the whole fruit, don't get juice, right? So these are things that's super important when it comes to nerve regeneration.
Contact us to schedule an initial exam today.